let's talk about reality versus headlines. So you went through in one of our segments and talked about the 4 things that changed. And yet I went on and I was, doing my research over the weekend, and I saw countless headlines.
Yes, this is the biggest change since the New Deal.
Exactly, and I think in some cases they call it National Association of Realtors. In other cases they called it Powerful Industry Group.
Yes.
Which was, considering the Powerful Industry Group rolled over like a dog getting its belly scratched, didn't feel too powerful. But at any rate, I saw some headlines that were like, NAR agrees to slash commissions to settle lawsuit. And
that's blatantly false.
It's blatantly false. It's clickbait. And when you actually start reading it, nowhere in there do they talk about, slashing commissions.
No.
So let's put on a little bit of conjecture here. So this is opinion. This is our opinion. This is not leading edge.
We might get a job working for the New York Times with this.
We might, yeah. So personal opinion, not leading edge, not United Real Estate. Just my personal opinion. I think we're going to see commissions get reduced to some extent. I think where a listing agent, seller's agent, has a really hot property, a home that is likely to sell pretty quickly, no matter how many eyes they get in front of it, whether they don't really necessarily need a buyer's agent to bring in the buyer, because the home is in and of itself just a great house, great neighborhood, great price, whatever. I think, the listing agent will come in and be somewhat cavalier and say, I'm going to do that for 4%. Normally a commission would be 6%. I'm going to do that one for 4% because I like you so much. And then they're going to pocket the whole 4%. That's my feeling. And I think that, commissions will go down, but some agents' commission, I think, is going to go up significantly. I think on houses where, maybe it's a little more difficult sale, I think the listing agents will go ahead and offer a buyer's agent concession, whether it's a flat percentage or whether it's, baked into the closing costs or something. I think in those cases you are going to see commission sharing still happen, although it won't be listed in any of the public documents that buyers see before they go look at the house.
I would have to agree with you. I mean, that was my thought as well, is that if we're in a super hot market and the houses are basically selling themselves,
as they did, 2-3 years ago,
then you will see people just skipping the buyer's agency altogether.
Housing, as we've talked about it before, the Case-Shiller index is literally at an all-time high, right? Housing is just generally less affordable than it was at the baseline year of 1990, like 3 times as much. And the Case-Shiller, just as a reminder, compares median income with median home price. And it is now 3 times higher than it was at the baseline 1990. So given that home buying is less affordable than it's been ever, where are these buyers going to get the extra funds to pay their buyer's agent?
It's a problem. And that when I first read this was my thought, is that this puts this basically shifts the responsibility to the buyer from the seller. And in most cases, the buyer is the less able party to shoulder it.
Right.
Because they're, a lot of times the buyer is just starting out, it's their first home, and this puts a bigger barrier on home ownership. That was my thought in the very beginning. Having the seller pay that portion of the closing costs makes it easier for buyers to get into the market.